Welcome back. As some of you know, my 11-year-old son suggested some time ago that I start playing the adjustable rating bot on chess.com and start with the lowest rating and going up until I lose. And so far, I've made it through 7 levels. Today, I'm ready to play the 8th level, which is rated 1200. Now, I did have trouble with the 1100 rated one, so there are no guarantees that I'm going to beat this one, but I'm going to try my best. If you're new to my channel, I'm not a titled player or chess coach. I'm just a random person trying to get better at chess, and one way that I do that is play bots. So I'm just going to select this bot, I'm going to let the computer choose the colors, and click play, and it looks like I'm getting the white pieces. Okay, I think that's the first time, but anyway, I'm going to play the English opening, and then I will play G3. See how the bot responds. Okay, I think I've seen that before. That's aiming to play this D pawn, which I think I'll be okay with. I'm just going to take it when they play that. They did, and then I will play D4 when they take back. Okay, I'm going to get this knight out. Oh, I assumed they were going to play the E pawn to get their dark squared bishop out. Well, then I think I'll go ahead and castle here. This is already a little bit outside my comfort zone because the bot is playing slightly out of order. I don't know what to do about that. I assume... Well, I was thinking maybe that knight was coming down here to C2, but that's usually if the bishop has already developed to F5, so they can both point there, but it didn't do it. I think I'm going to go ahead and castle and try to figure out what that knight's doing. I think that's a free pawn, but I know that allows their D pawn forward if I take it. Wait, what if I just take with the knight, though? Can I just take that with the knight? And gets free. Oh, that bishop's come down here to attack my king, but my king's not there anymore. I think they're about to castle. I'm not sure what I can do about it. Guess I could chase this bishop for a minute. Is that okay? Let's chase the bishop for a minute, see where it goes. I assume it'll go back to one of these squares. Okay, it went back to where it came from. I could take that bishop, but I also kind of like my knight where it is. I can get this knight out to C3, and then I'll have 2 attackers on their D pawn. Let's try that. See if they move to protect the D pawn. They did. Oh, maybe I should have just taken the bishop then. Well, I didn't. I can... What else? I need to develop this. I need to throw this pawn forward. See, if I push my E pawn, that's another attacker there, and if they take me, I can take back, and if they take, then I'll take, and we will have traded evenly, and I think that's okay for me. Should I play E4 now? Let's play E4. See what happens. I think this is what we're doing, or you know what, I'll just take that pawn and we'll do some trading here, I guess. Okay, let's trade knights, and then I guess we'll trade bishops. Let's trade bishops, and then I assumed they would take that with their queen. And this pawn is currently defended, but I can defend it again here in case I need to move my queen. Let's do that. And then I can bring the knight back. Yeah, it blocks my queen from defending the pawn, but my bishop will still be defending it. So I guess it's a good thing I put the bishop there. I could also just put the knight here, but then that depends on my queen defending it. So let's put it here and maybe aim to go back over here to F4 in a second. Like now. Why not go to F4 now, attack the queen this way? It ran away. Okay. Now I do assume in a second they're going to start launching these pawns forward. What should I do? Are any of their pieces not defended? Well, that pawn's not defended. Can I get to it from here? I assume they would just move the rook or push the pawn. And I can't really get at that knight, although it's kind of put itself out of commission because I'm guarding those squares. But I don't know how hard it would be to jump back in here. Also, I could start pushing this pawn. I don't know how viable that is, but I kind of want to do it. Let's just push that pawn. Oh, they've moved the rook. Okay, well, I'm going to push the pawn again. Think the bishop will drop back. Oh, they've pinned the pawn to the queen. That was nice. Okay, well, I guess they got the pawn then. They gave up this one. I can get that pawn, I think. Should I first offer a queen trade? Let them have this pawn. I'll take their queen. They'll take back, and then I'll get that pawn. Maybe. Let's offer a queen trade, see if they want that. They did. Okay. Oh, I'm not going to get that pawn because my knight's kind of hanging. No, it's not. I can get another pawn right here, right now. And that's a check. And then I think I can get the knight back to safety and attack the bishop at the same time and still get that pawn. Oh, like I'm just going to take the bishop, I guess. I think with all these center pawns gone, the bishops are more powerful than the knights. So I'm going to keep my bishop. I assume they're going to take with the knight. And then I think I'm going to leave it. Shouldn't I? I think I should push this pawn, see where that knight goes. I don't want to trade my bishop for the knight right now, even though I am a pawn ahead, and I think my king is safer slightly than theirs. Let's do this. I mean, it might come in here. Yeah, that just encourages me to move the rook, but not here, because then they'll fork me, and I would have to give up the bishop for the knight. So what about here? A2? And now I should be able to get that pawn. Nope, they've blocked that again. The bot is trying really hard to get me to trade the bishop for for this knight? Should I bring... No, I should not bring the rook over there because then they'll check me and I would lose the rook. Well, how about I move my king up so they can't check me? Let's do that. They want to trade rooks. I think I'm okay with that. Let's see. Let's follow this out. If I take the rook, they take my rook, I'll get their pawn, but they'll get this pawn. I mean, I could just put the rook back where it was, but then they can put their knight back where it was. Oh, I don't know. I might end up having to depend on that lone pawn that I'm ahead. But yeah, it looks like we're going to trade. They're going to take. And I can't protect my A pawn, so I might as well take theirs. They're going to take mine. And then I'll come here to threaten the rook for a second. I don't know. Let's trade rooks and see how this goes, but it looks like we're getting into a pretty traded off end game. It doesn't make sense for me to do anything but that, does it? I mean, I guess I could put the bishop here protecting my pawn, but then that gives them a chance to move their pawns. Let's see, if I put my bishop here, they could just move the knight. I'm going to take their pawn and let them have mine. And I have a very slim pawn majority over... Oh, they didn't take mine. I was going to say I'm going to have to depend on this extra pawn here that I have on the F file, but since they didn't take my pawn, what should I do? I can't really defend it right now other than moving it. It's the only thing I can do with that to save it is to move it, and then I have a majority on both sides. I can also threaten their rook, but they can repay the favor really quickly there. I can't check them safely because their knight can take there. I think I'm going to move my pawn. Oh no, if I move my pawn, they can get the other one. And I can't protect it with the rook because the knight's guarding that square too. Although I think I can ensure that I get their B pawn. If I move my rook here to C1, that strongly encourages the knight to move. I don't think it will go there. I think it'll take my pawn. And when it takes my pawn, I will check them and then win their B pawn. That's my plan. Let's go. It's good to have a plan. They just moved their rook over to give me the knight. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure I should just take the knight now. I'm going to. And then they're going to get this pawn with the rook by forcing my bishop to move, which I'm pretty sure, actually, no, I'm going to check them, win that pawn, and protect the bishop at the same time. For a second there, I thought they went the long way around to get my A pawn when they could have just gotten it. All right, they're going to launch some stuff here. I think I can check them to get my bishop out of danger, but my bishop's protected right now. Should I just start moving these pawns, or should I stop their pawn advance? Let's stop their pawn advance. My bishop is temporarily safe. I guess I should take that. And then I can check them with my bishop now. No, I cannot check them on this square like I was trying to. That's ridiculous. Let's check them here. And then I was going to say to move my rook over to keep their rook from seeing this pawn. I don't know how bad that would be. Would that be bad? I mean, I think my king is temporarily safe. I think I'm going to try that and see if they want to trade their rook right now. They didn't. Okay, well, see, I can protect that pawn this way, and then I can move the A pawn now because my rook's covering that file. I think I'm good here. I think I'm going to move the A pawn, but I'm not sure. Now I can check here and then protect that pawn later, I think. Or I can just go get their H pawn. Should I just go get their H pawn? Let's try that. Yeah, now I can protect this pawn. So these are all protecting each other, and I will just pick off this H pawn. And then I will trade off the rooks right here, right now, and be done with this. And let's see, if I move this pawn and they come toward it and I move it, they can't get there in time, I don't think. They're going to try? Let's see if they try. They did try, but they can't get there. Where are they going to go? Let's see, make sure they have a legal move. Yes, they will have a number of legal moves at that point. So let's promote. See where they go. They went there, so let's come here and check them. Because every time there's a check, I don't have to worry about whether or not we're stalemating, but I also want to trap them as far back there as I can. Let's see, if I move up one, they do have some legal moves, or I could just start bringing my king, because they do have legal moves now. I'm going to start bringing my king, see where the queen, where their king goes. It went back, which allows me to go here, which traps them on 2 rows. I'm going to bring my king. Oh, they went to the back rank? Okay. Let's trap them on the back rank there. And I probably have like a mate in 2 or something here, don't I? If I bring my bishop, that only leaves them 1 legal move and then check and mate. Okay, let's just do that. Pretty sure they have to move to B8 and then check, and then they have to move to A8 and then mate. Okay, I was going to bring my king and try to do that without the bishop, but I think I figured out the right way to go. Well, I feel like that was a lot easier than playing the level 7 bot, which was only rated 1100, and that one took me, I think, 82 moves. This one only took 55 moves. But one difference was I was playing with the white pieces. For the last several, if not all the other levels of this bot, I got the black pieces, and I think I played a Karakan defense in almost all of those. But this time I got the white pieces. I did okay. I'm going to save the game. I am going to run the game review because I think I have one free win left for today. Oh, they have changed the look and feel of the game review. Oh my, again. I noticed a few days ago on the app they had changed it to look like this and make it far less useful. Yeah, now it doesn't have any of the moves listed here like it used to, and there's no tabs at the top. Not only had I already complained about the game review for running at such a low depth that sometimes it would say your best move was a mistake, but now they've made it where the moves aren't even listed. Okay, well that's the first time I've seen that and I'm pretty disappointed in it. It does say I had a miss and a mistake, but I did play like a 1900. My opening and end game were excellent according to this. End game accuracy 93%, opening accuracy 97%. Okay, well I feel good about that, but I didn't do so well in the middle game. I wonder if that's because I've studied some of the end games and I've studied a lot of openings. And by study, I'm referring to the amateur level, not like a grandmaster level study, but I have studied those. And I don't know how to study middle games. So it's no wonder that I'm doing poorly in that. Well, the bot played well above its rating level according to this estimator, but now I don't know how to get to the analysis tab because it's not there anymore. What is this go to self-analysis? Well, let's do that. First, I like to look at the graph. That's one of the only reasons that I actually run the game review is to see the graph. Looks like the bot made a huge error here. Then it slowly clawed its way back until we were even. Oh, and now the numbers don't pop up anymore when you hover over the graph. Yeah, okay. Well, it's a good thing that I downgraded my pro account and I no longer have unlimited game reviews because I don't think I'll be using them much anymore. Self-analysis. Okay, we were about even out to through move 7, but on the 7th move, the bot played that, and I thought it was bad, but I wasn't 100%. And I was correct that I could just take it, but I didn't have to. Really, I still would have been way ahead if I had just played e4, but not nearly as far ahead as I just taking it. And taking with the pawn would have been slightly better, but I wasn't sure about that because it would allow their d pawn to move forward. So I took with the knight. But then down here, it looks like I had 3 inaccuracies in a row that brought us back closer to even. Is that where we went back closer to even, or was it down here? I don't know. But here, I was supposed to play bishop to g5. Oh no, it's changed its mind. That's frustrating. When I see a move up there and I try to, analyze it in my head as to what the point of it would be, but, instead I played this, but the move I played was the best move, and the bot made its best move. Okay, my best move. Bot's best move. But then I messed up here. I didn't know what to do. Well, it's not really a mess up. It didn't count it as a mistake for me to play e4 here, but I should have played queen to b3. Oh, because I was adding attackers to that pawn, right? That's the reason I got this knight out, because I had these attackers, but they had just defended it. And that's why I played e4, was to add an attacker to it. But I could have done that by queen to b3. It says, oh, queen to a4 would have been fine, even though that doesn't add an attacker. And if I had played queen to a4, it says they would have moved their king over. Well, maybe that's what the bot would have done, but most people that I've played in that situation would have blocked with the queen or the bishop or the knight. And by most, I mean all. All the people that I've ever played would have blocked that check with one of those 3 pieces. And that's one reason that sometimes these lines aren't that helpful, because maybe when I was, really, really low rated, really at the bare foundation of chess, I might have seen somebody do that. But if I had checked here, yeah, they would have blocked with one of these pieces. So I need to know what to do about that, not what to do if they move the king over. They've changed the little menu here too. There used to be check marks right here for move feedback, lines, eval bar, but now there's just a check mark for analysis and 3 dots. And the 3 dots brings up the evaluation bar, engine lines, move feedback, and suggestion arrow. Okay. Well, they're sure spending a lot of time making little tiny changes to this that are distracting, when they could go to the puzzles and remove all the past pawn tags from all the puzzles that past pawns aren't relevant. That's what I would rather they do. I don't care if the reason they were hired was to code new designs for these websites. Let some of those people have a week where they just go through the puzzles, and anytime it says past pawns, but past pawns isn't the theme of the puzzle, remove that tag. It'll take them a week, at least, even if they put all their coders on it. I think that's what they should do. We don't need constant changes to these tiny little menus that most people don't use every day. I actually do use these menus fairly often, but I think most people don't. Go fix the puzzle tags. All right. But I played that and it wasn't that bad. I'm still up +3. The bot's best move was to castle. And again, I'm supposed to play queen to b3 or rook to e1. Yeah, I never know when to move a rook. But taking the pawn wasn't horrible. It was counted as inaccurate because now I'm down to +2. They were supposed to take back. I was not supposed to trade. I was supposed to play h4. No, whoop. H4 disappeared while I was talking. Rook to e1. Nope. H4 came back. While I was talking about the rook, h4 is again the best move. Bishop to d2 or rook to e1 are my best moves. It was not best to trade. I've lost more of my advantage. And probably wasn't my best move to trade here either. No. This time I waited for the lines to quit jumping. Rook to e1, bishop to h3, bishop to e3. All right, so I lost the rest of my advantage by doing that. We're very nearly even after they take back. Well, I don't think any of those were elementary. None of them just hung a piece. They were just points at which the computer said you shouldn't have traded right then. But we have no idea why. I have no idea why all three of those trades, the pawn, the knight, and the bishop, all of them were less than ideal according to Stockfish, but we don't know why. Now okay, I think I mentioned that at some point, but maybe not here. But yeah, I should have played queen to f3, or again, rook to e1, or bishop to e3. They were all very close in evaluation, so I did okay. Inaccurate. Okay, that was fine. That was a mistake because I can play knight to f4. Oh, I did play knight to f4. I was just, chasing their queen. That's their best move. Oh, I feel really good about this. I had no idea what to do, and it said pushing the pawn was best. Okay, well, good. I pushed the pawn, and that was not their best move, but I should have, again, played rook to e1. Oh, no, it changed its mind. Should have taken the knight. No, that's the pawn. Oh, I should have taken the pawn now. I never knew when to take that pawn, but I should have done it now, or rook to e1, or knight to e6. I'm not sure what that does. I guess it keeps the queen from aiming at the pawn and temporarily threatens the rook, so it would have to move over. And then I would offer the rook trade over here and they would trade for it. Okay, well earlier it told me not to trade, but now it's saying trading is the best, but first you have to keep the queen from seeing the pawn. Okay, I don't understand that. So that was a miss. I'm still ahead, it just wasn't as good as before because they can get in front of the pawn. Yeah, this is where I was like, oh no, they're gonna win that pawn. And I should have just taken that one now, or played rook to c1. Which they would have taken. Okay, so that was bad, offering the queen trade. And they shouldn't have traded. They should have taken the pawn, but they traded. Was I ahead from here on out? It looks like I only had inaccuracies from here on out, so I probably was. Can we go back to the review here and see where we are on the graph? Wait, there's no next and back button here. Can I use the arrow keys? Okay. Nope, I want to see where we are in the graph. Oh, it moved the graph down here. Well, that's confusing. Oh, now it shows the moves. What? This is a really crazy redesign, chess.com. Come on. Okay, so after they took there and I took back, it does look like I was ahead the rest of the way. And the numbers aren't going to show up anymore. Oh, nope, one of them showed up right there. It disappeared though. Well, I think they got some fancy coding work done here and then they didn't test it and then just put this out there in the wild. But yeah, this looks and feels a lot like the app where it's really difficult to navigate. It's very distracting for me trying to learn how to play chess. One thing I was curious about is at some point, did I have a mating sequence and miss anything? Okay, here it was my best move to check and trade off the rooks. I hoped that it was because it felt like simplifying and their king can't stop all these pawns because these pawns are too far apart. So even after they get this, I wasn't sure if they could catch my A pawn or not, but if they could, I would just start moving this one. You know what I'm saying? And then they can't catch both of them. So yeah, mate in 10 and it took me 11 moves. Okay, not bad, but did I miss a mate in 1? That's what I want to know. Looks like mate in 8, mate in 6 because they went the wrong way or something, mate in 5, but here is 8 moves away from mate. Okay, so I must have missed something. They didn't play their best move. Now I have a mate in 4, but it has to be queen to c6. Oh. The problem with that for me is how few squares it leaves their king, and I didn't want to stalemate. And I also didn't want to waste the time calculating, okay, my queen cuts off these squares, my bishop cuts off these squares, my pawn hits these two, and my queen would be cutting off all of this. So that would have left them only 2 legal moves. And it says they would have come closer to my queen, and I would have checked with the pawn. Yeah, that's why I came down here, and I think I said during the game that the reason I was checking was because a check isn't a stalemate, and I wanted to, to push them back. I missed apparently a Stockfish-like opportunity, and I missed another one there when I thought about bringing the king. And here it says I should have checked down on b7, and they just would have gone back. And then I would have checked on c6, and they would have come toward my king, and And then I would have played F3. Oh, that's, yeah, again, they would have been running out of legal moves. Okay, well, I like my plan better, trapping them on the 2 back ranks. Okay, yeah, bringing the king was a mistake. I think here, I think I played that too quickly. When they moved the king down, I should have immediately trapped them on the back rank and then maybe moved the bishop. It says queen to e7 this way. Okay, that's probably even better. But I didn't see that until the next move. And then I saw that here where I could use the bishop. Okay. I didn't miss much on that endgame. And it did say that I played it really well, so. All right, except for the really distracting redesign of this game review, which now I can't get back to the oh, is it highlights? Okay, click, this is the highlights part, but then how do you get to the move list part? Yeah, except for this distracting and much less useful redesign, I think I did pretty good here today. Thank you for spending your time here, and hopefully before too long, I will get to try to play the level 9 bot, which I think is rated 13 or 1400. So I'll see you next time.